Welcome back to week 4 of the fantasy football formula. As always, we're going to be giving you pick by pick. Each of us will be giving you a card plus our lock of the week. We had a fantastic week this past week. We all hit our locks. So we're going strong into week 4. What was our overall record? Like 15-8 or something.
Yeah, we were, let's see.
Well, it was good regardless. So
15-7-1.
Yeah.
15-7-1.
Yeah, this is a good week. Moving, we're only going to go through games that we actually have picks in here. So starting off with Thursday night football with a hot one, we have multiple picks in here. I think 3 of us have picks in this game. We'll start with you, Nick.
I think it's going to be a close one, but one thing I'm going to go with is a barn burner. I think 2 high-powered offenses here. A little bit of a bounce-back season for the Bengals here early on, but the thing that I like most is Tyreek Hill already calling out Eli Apple, so taking the over there. I like the shit talking. I'm all for it. It's going to get him going.
Eli Apple does suck.
He's pretty bad. I mean, nobody can cover Tyreek to begin with.
And then the Dolphins defense is going to be gassed.
Single him out, probably not good news for them.
Yeah, and the Dolphins defense should be gassed after their last game. It could be a very high scoring game. But 2 of the other picks, it's Alex and I. I'll let you go ahead first, Alex.
Yeah.
Dog likes the pick. We know we're running hot here.
Callie's in for the over.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sounds like it.
He likes
so the lock of the week, Bengals -3. They finally started looking like themselves last week against the Jets. Started passing more, relying on Joe Burrow a little bit more, which I love to see. I think this is a good sell high spot on the Dolphins. They were on the field for 90 snaps, almost 500 yards, and 41 minutes on the field, their defense. So they're definitely going to be gassed. Another thing is they love to blitz. And Joe Burrow has been the best quarterback in the league, according to PFF, against the blitz over the last 2 seasons. We saw them try to do this against Lamar and saw what Lamar was able to do against them. And just the icing on the cake, Bengals are bringing up their white unis for the first time this year. So ultimate uniform matchup right here. Lock of the week, Bengals -3.
And,
Color rush.
I thought you were going to say the cherry on top against the blitz is the incredible amount of sacks incurred by Joe Burrow. But
he does.
Mine's looking better.
Yeah, he has gotten sacked, but like I said, going to last week, I think that they still have a pretty solid offensive line and that just needed to come around. I will be joining Alex. This is also my lock of the week, going back to back. I had them last week against the Jets. They pounded them. Now on a short week after kind of repeating some things Alex said, but they just played in some crazy heat. Their defense was on the field constantly with Lamar shredding them, which kind of surprised me. And Joe Burrow is extremely good against the blitz. And it's just like this line should surprise a lot of people. Like the Bengals are what, 1-2?
Yeah.
Against the Dolphins that are 3-0. People are probably looking at this game saying, how in the world are the Bengals favored by 3 in this spot? I could see the public being all over the Dolphins. This is, get on the Bengals here. Thursday night football, short week. Bengals win this game easily.
But you're wearing the Dolphins color right now.
You did choose the wrong
Ace
shirt
Ventura
for
style.
the lock.
Yeah, I did. But, I don't even have a good background. I'm all sorts of messed up here. I need you guys continue.
Yeah, those are the picks for that one. So we can move on to the London game. Oh, there we go. Now we're in.
Yep.
There.
All right. Let's take it to London, PB.
Oh, yeah. So moving over to the early games, we have primetime game over in London.
Stop it.
Kirk Cousins, primetime Kirk in London playing against Winston and the Saints. We have 3 picks from this game. We'll start out with Corey here. You haven't spoke yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, black and white right now. The Saints, their offense doesn't know what to do. I mean, I understand they can move. They're moving the ball when they have to, but they just got blanketed by the freaking Panthers last week. Baker Mayfield and the Panthers. I know Baker.
The Panthers. Don't mention Baker Mayfield and what.
I know Baker didn't do much, but he's on that team.
He led them to victory.
So he didn't lead anything. Their defense.
Quarterback's the leader of the team.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So even with the Panthers defense, which is middle of the road, I would say, you're going against a Vikings team who's hungry for a win. I mean, they won last week. They won ugly. The week before that, they kind of got blown out. I still think the Vikings are possibly an NFC championship, team. At least a contender for the NFC championship. I said it a couple weeks ago. I like the Eagles and the Vikings. I like the Vikings. They have the firepower. The Saints do have a typically a good defense, but the offense is just in shambles right now. I don't know if it's because Sean Payton's gone or with the new head coach Dennis Allen. I don't know what it is.
I think it's Jameis Winston.
It very well could be Jameis Winston, as we all know. So I like the Vikings here -2.5.
I didn't bet this game, but it's pretty concerning that the Saints only have 10 points in the first 3 quarters the entire season. So it's 9 quarters of football, 10 points.
This second half team is
so they've only really scored garbage time touchdowns.
Garbage time. You haven't watched a Saints game, so don't speak. If you say that's garbage time, you haven't watched games because every time it's come down to the wire in most of their games. So it's not garbage time.
Aren't you like a stats guy? I'm pretty sure if you can't score in 3/4 of the game, it's probably not going to turn out very well for you.
It doesn't mean it's garbage time is when points are literally meaningless. Theirs hasn't been, but go ahead, Alex, you're up.
I call it garbage time because your season's kind of meaningless, but I digress.
I can't wait to clip these later in the year. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I'm on the same side as Corey. I grabbed Vikings -2.5 before the number got up to 3 here. Like you were saying, their New Orleans offense looks like they're having a lot of problems. Little stat: London favorites are 26-1 straight up and 17-10 against the spread. And also, I heard that Justin Jefferson is like a big Queen Elizabeth guy, so I heard he's dedicating this game to her and is going to go for 200 yards on.
Marshawn Lattimore will have something to say about that.
He's going to have some Queen cleats.
Exactly.
Yeah. The golden slippers.
Well, this line doesn't make sense to me. I mean, both teams, they're both 1-2. I believe the Vikings are 1-2, right?
No, 2-1.
2-1.
They are 2-1. Okay, I don't know why I thought they were 1-2. But Jameis Winston going against this defense. Jameis Winston has played the Panthers, which they're average at worst defense. They're actually not horrible. They played the Bucs, who have a fantastic defense, and the Falcons, middle of the road. They're not like a bad defense by any means. They have one of the best corners in the league. Tier. Falcons, no. They just the name of team that's put up a ton of points against them.
I don't think they're very good.
Okay. No, they're not because their team as a whole. But regardless, the Vikings have a bad defense. The Saints, Winston has yet to play a bad defense. And he still threw for 350 yards against the Panthers. It's just they couldn't convert a lot of these into touchdowns. They stalled out. The couple turnovers, that was it. But he was still throwing on the Panthers. And now he gets to play his Vikings defense. Chris Olave is going nuclear once again, as he did last week against this team. They've been getting burned by receivers all season so far, especially speedy ones. Olave is going to have a big game, and we're easily covering this. And we're winning the game.
One stat I forgot,
and it's primetime Kirk. I know it's in London.
Furthest thing from primetime, but also Jameis 5 INTs in his last 2 fourth quarters. So.
Well, that's actually at the end of the game when he's just trying to throw a Hail Mary to get something. But
Play catch up.
Just at the end, like last game, they were on like the 1 yard line, and he throws a bomb, tries to hit Olave, like with like 10 seconds left. Like that's no. Some of these have been right.
Stats are stats, PB.
Yeah.
No, I get it. He's thrown them, but when he's actually in the middle of the game, he's not throwing them a lot. So Saints cover this. It's going to be a close game, I do think, because I don't think the Vikings are horrible, but I do think their defense is trash, and our defense is still elite, as usual. It's been elite all 3 games.
Yeah, but defense doesn't score that many points.
All right, let's move on. We've covered the Saints enough for this week.
Yeah. Bills going into Ravens. This is definitely one of the headline games. Right now we got 2 picks, Alex and Nick. Who wants to go first?
Take it away, bud.
I don't see the Bills losing 2 games in a row, but I think MVP slate breaker Lamar Jackson is going to keep it close. So I like you get field goal and a little cherry on top with the half point there. So that's the way I'm betting this week. But I was pretty impressed with the Ravens overall. I think the Bills we know is a wagon, but I think that offense looks pretty good. And everyone was kind of doubting their receivers early in the year, losing Marquise Brown, but Bateman stepping up, and I don't know. They're getting some playmakers. Dobbins back in the mix. I like it. I like it for the Ravens.
Changed your tune on Lamar there a bit. I remember you saying he was bad.
Can't argue with the play he's put up the past 3 weeks.
Yeah,
he's back in MVP form. I think he's on the contract year. They didn't give him a new deal, so he's going out and showing him why he's QB1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the same side here. I've got Ravens plus 3.5. I do think Lamar keeps his MVP start going in this game with a depleted Bills defense. Just found out Micah Hyde is out for the year. Not sure if we knew that, but that was news to me this week. And obviously they're banged up on the corners, and Poyer didn't play all of last game either. Similar to the Dolphins take, I mean, the Bills offense just ran 90 plays in 100+ degree heat. They granted don't have as quick a turnaround as the Dolphins do, but I think that Lamar keeps it going. I think that the Ravens win this game outright, but I'll take the points just to be safe.
Interesting.
You like the Bills dropping 2 in a row?
No, I do.
All right. Well, moving on to the next game, we have your Brownies going to play the Falcons. The over-under is at 48.5 right now. Nick, I'll let you. I mean, doesn't matter who goes first. Do you want to go first? You want me?
I think Jacoby Brissett obviously has been, learning his whole career as a backup, but he showed some glimpses of Tom Brady last week. Just absolute cannon. Howlets are strapped to his arm. Just, honestly, some of the best QB play I've seen in quite some time out of a Cleveland quarterback. All jokes aside, I think it was reminiscent of a 1999 Tim Couch. So I'm feeling pretty good about the Brownies. We should be undefeated, if we're being honest, but I think we go to 3-1 here, and kind of breeze into a hard stretch of games after this. But I think the team knows that there's a long road ahead till we get our boy Deshaun back. So it's a big win game, I think.
So what's your pick?
I'm not really betting it because, no faith, but they burned me last week, so I'm just staying away.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know why you took the floor there. I guess it is your team. You just talked about the Browns just to not take a pick. But all right.
Honestly, I'm a little worried that Myles Garrett got in a car accident. We're not sure if he's going to play.
Nick just wants to pour his heart out about the Browns. That's why he wanted to speak there.
Well, I actually Brissett played really well. That's all I have to say about this one.
Okay, well, I actually have a pick in this game, and it would be my lock if I didn't already have the Bengals. Absolutely love this. Browns Falcons under 49.5. This line for these two teams is ridiculous. The Falcons offense versus the Browns offense with an over under at almost 50. Like, and while at the same time, both defenses being what I think are at minimum average to above average. So you have some bad offenses going against some pretty decent defenses. Like this, I think this could soar under.
All right.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
All right. Next game we have Jags at Eagles. Corey, looks like you have a pick from this game. What do you got?
Yeah. I don't believe anything the Jags are cooking right now. I think it's a lot of, I mean, yes, they beat the Colts. They blanketed the Colts. And they beat the Chargers on the road. But the Chargers team was so injured in that game that I really just don't trust them. And 6.5 and the way the Eagles offense have looked and their defense is this will be the best defense the Jags are facing in the first 4 games. I mean, the Eagles are just running rampant over everyone right now. No one can seem to stop Jalen Hurts. His running game, his passing game. I mean, Devontae Smith is coming out. He's having a great, last 2 games. He's been awesome. And the weapons on the Eagle side is just so far more superior than what the Jags have to offer on the offense. I mean, obviously the game plan for the Jags is going to be to, keep the ball out of Hurts' hand and try to run the ball with Etienne and Robinson, but it's hard to run against that front of the Eagles. I mean, they definitely have the best defensive line in the NFL.
Dogs.
Then
they started letting Jordan Davis play
Dogs.
a decent amount.
Yeah. And
I think he was on NFL Team of the Week last week, so gotta like to see that out of the rookie.
Yeah. So give me the Eagles -6.5 until someone can actually prove that they can stop this Eagles offense. And again, it is the Jaguars. I don't see the Jaguars keeping up in this game.
At Philly.
Are you at all concerned about the Doug Peterson rivalry game?
No.
Playing the formal club here.
No, he got absolutely
mixed emotions
he got absolutely ran out of that building. And yes, he may have a statue built in front of the stadium for him, but I mean, so is Nick Foles. I mean, it's Philly. They don't care. The only statue they care about in Philly is that Rocky Balboa statue. So I mean, get out of here. This should be almost close to 9.5.
That's a joke, Corey. Come on.
The Eagles are a wagon.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a pick from this game, but everyone is way underestimating the Jaguars. When we did our show about win totals, the Jaguars, like I said, were one of my favorite over bets. This team is way better than people think. Their defense is good, and the Colts scored 0 points against them.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
the Chargers scored 10?
Their defense. Justin Herbert had broken ribs, and they lost.
He was playing when they were down 30 points. You're probably doing all right if you're still staying in the game down.
That's 30. A Brandon Staley issue.
They're not going to take him out. I mean, they could have, but
you are taking him out if he's actually that banged up. Your franchise quarterback, you're taking out. This Jaguars team, way better than people think.
Do you want to make a head-to-head bet right here?
Screw it. Yeah, let's do it. I'll take
$50.
Sure.
Just straight up.
Jaguars, I get spread 6.5. I said they're underrated.
Yeah. All right. Take that. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
All right.
I don't think anyone's going to slow down Christian Kirk, but Trevor Lawrence definitely has
they don't need just him. They have so many weapons. They have.
No, I think they're good. I like the Jags.
And their defense, who have the Eagles played that have had good defense? While you're talking about it, who have the Eagles played? What defense has the Eagles played that's good?
They played the Lions.
I think the Vikings.
They played the shitty Lions defense. They just played Washington. Who did they play week 1?
Vikings.
No, I said they've played 3 shit defenses. Jalen Hurts, we know struggles, and he's going to struggle against the Jaguars.
Didn't their number 1 pick just go out though? He's hurt. Is he going to play?
Who?
Who was the number 1 pick last year?
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, that guy. I think he got hurt last week.
I would have to look into that, but the Jaguars are covering this. I won't be surprised if they win. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. That's why he's one of the highest rated quarterbacks coming out of college into the NFL. He's a very good quarterback.
All right, moving on
Okay.
for some blows a gasket.
Disrespect. All right. Seahawks at Lions. We have looks like one pick. Alex here.
Yeah. I love the over. I grabbed it at 49.5. Lions overs 3-0 to start the year. Seattle cannot stop the run, literally 31st in the league. I know Swift's banged up, but I don't think it really matters. The Lions' run game is looking dominant, and the Lions' defense is also very bad. They rank between 24th and 32nd in all major categories on defense. So give me over 49.5.
All right.
Nice.
Next game here.
I picked a stinker last week with the Falcons, but it hit. So I mean, money's money.
I like the Falcons offense way more than the Seahawks.
And I like the Lions offense even more than that.
Lions offense.
Now without Swift, I guess I didn't really need him last week.
Running backs don't matter when you have a top 3 line.
Haven't needed them.
All right. Next game, we have Cardinals at Panthers. Since it's your lock, Nick, go ahead.
I just think the Panthers are a generally bad football team. And I think the Cardinals are not. They got better from last year, like on paper, and they didn't lose too many games last year. So I think they are kind of in a similar situation as the Bengals. Maybe started a little slow. Greg Dortch out there playing like he's the next Randy Moss. So I like him. Give me some points.
So what's the pick?
Nick's struggling. He never
Cardinals,
2 weeks in
obviously.
a row. You have not said
He
what your
doesn't
lock
say
is.
picks. He just talks about teams.
Say it
I'm
right,
just
say
talking
it
about
right
it.
at the top. Say your lock and then give your explanation why next time.
All right. I'll robot it. Beep, boop, bop.
I mean, at least give it.
Cardinals.
Yeah, well, no one knows
what
what
is
you're
it,
talking
3.5? Cardinals plus 3.5?
2.5.
2.5. They don't even need that extra point. I actually took a money line. It was plus 110, so that's how I actually bet. But playing it safe here, we'll get a few extra points.
Yeah, this is one of my bets this week as well. It's Cardinals 2.5. Like, this Panthers team still is run by Baker Mayfield, and I don't think they're all that great. We lost to them but that was on the backs of the Panthers defense, not Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has been awful this entire season. Absolutely
And
terrible.
beat the Saints.
Panthers defense beat the Saints. You're right. But the Cardinals will get it done here. I was shocked to see that the Panthers were favored against the Cardinals. So easy bet for me. Cardinals plus 2.5. All right. Next game, we have Broncos at Raiders. Alex, what do you got here?
I didn't bet this one, but
I got it.
Sorry, Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Raiders are 0-3. Broncos offense looks abysmal. Something has to give, and I think I really couldn't choose a side here, so I want to see points. I want to see both these offenses, explode, and I think they have the potential. They have the talent on each side. So I like to over here at 44.5. I know the Broncos have a pretty stout defense, and the Raiders' defensive line is pretty good as well. But I at some point in time, you just have to think that the Russ-led Broncos offense is going to figure it out. So I know what the Raiders can do. Like I said, they have the weapons. So I like the over here at 44.
Good thing they got Devonta Adams.
I mean, yeah, he's the best receiver in the league, one of them.
Yeah.
So
really helping their future.
I mean, you can't. Yeah, just if they didn't have him, you think the record would be different?
You don't give away what you gave up, and then you still get a better pick. Regardless, let's not talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking, like I said, over 44.5.
All right, and then my pick. So it's pairing it with the Cardinals, and it's a teaser. So you get the Broncos plus 8.5 with the Cardinals plus 8.5. The Cardinals, I will say, are my favorite leg to include on any teaser this week. 8.5 points against the Panthers. Like, just put that on every single teaser, whatever you make this week. That's like a lock to me. But then I like pairing that Cardinals with the Broncos, who are my second favorite team to include in teasers at 8.5. So that is my pick from this game.
It makes sense to me. The Cardinals line I stayed away from just because it feels like a trap. It feels like a
Trap
wrong
Eight,
line.
8.5 though.
Oh
against
yeah,
the
8.5. 8.5. I'm definitely more comfortable with.
Yeah, pairing that. There's a lot of good teaser games this week. That just happened to be my favorite. Okay, next game we have Chiefs at Bucks. We'll start with Alex on this one.
Yeah, Hurricane Ian rolling into town. Bucks evacuated their facilities on Tuesday. Corey, I hope you're doing okay over there by the time this airs. Hope you're still with us. Primetime unders have been 7-3. Bucks defense is really good. Their linebackers are solid, so I think Kelsey gets taken out of this game a little bit. So I'm going to stay away from the spread, but I'll take the under 47, which is what it was at when I grabbed it, and assume that there's going to be some swirling winds and rain in the forecast.
All right.
I'd be surprised if they actually played there. But,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think the Buccaneers have a Wizard of Oz moment, and they get swept away in all the emotions this week. They're not going to be focused in their routine. It's going to throw a lot of people off. I mean, Tom's already got to deal with no Giselle at home. This he's just not right without his wife. So riding the Chiefs here. And I don't think they win, or I think they win pretty dominantly.
Wow, Tom Brady versus Mahomes. He's taking Mahomes in a dominant win.
Yeah, I think if Giselle didn't leave him, I think, it's a whole different ballgame out there.
Okay.
That's his rock.
Some would say that would give him even more motivation to just ball out, but
Hope it's worth it, Tom.
PB, explain this teaser you have here.
yeah. So my pick is pairing, since no one has a pick from the Packers Patriots. That's included with this pick, but it's another teaser. This is the week of teasers for me. You get the Chiefs Bucks from 45 down to 39, and I like the over there. And then the Packers Patriots you get from 40.5 down to 34.5. I just think for that Chiefs Bucks game, I think 39 points for those two teams. The Chiefs could put up 39 alone. But then the Packers Patriots, the Patriots defense is just not very good this year. And I don't think Rodgers is going to struggle at all. And then, Brian Hoyer, the Packers do have a very good defense, but Brian Hoyer is not some like massive downgrade from Mac Jones. And I think they could at least score, like, you need like 10 to 14 points from the Patriots and then 27 about from the Packers, which I think you'll get fine. So I love the teaser overs on those two games.
All right.
I did a couple. Speaking of that, I did a 6-team parlay this week with all the overs at 30. 2 to win 20. Lock it in.
All right.
So as long as every game scores at least 30 points this week, you're winning $20. I mean, it's easy money, You get a free pizza.
So easy.
I think that's what they call that.
We got to make sure we mark that one down for next week to see how free of the pizza this was.
Yeah, and if it was used on a piece or on a pizza pie. All right. Well, so I've written another rendition for this. So stick with me here. A lot of stress going in today. Filling sandbags. So might not be my greatest work, but I'll let you guys be the judge of this. The Chiefs are red, the Bucks are white.
Oh, gosh.
And this won't be much of a fight. Rain or shine, this one is mine. This may not rhyme, but give me the Chiefs to cover this line. Chiefs minus 1.5 here. I don't think it's going to be much of a game. So give me the Chiefs minus 1.5. Lock it in.
Good job, Dr. Seuss.
Thank you. You know, I'm getting better at this. Or at least I think I am.
Nick, that was pretty insulting to Dr. Seuss right there.
I forgot he got canceled. Maybe we'll have to clip that out.
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess we're just having these to look forward to every week from Corey.
Yeah. You know, now I've started, I can't.
It's good.
You can stop at any time. You
No, it's
literally
good
Good
could.
content.
tradition. Keep it going.
Good
You
content.
could
I
stop
like
at
it.
any time.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have the last game, Monday Night Football. Good game here. We have Rams at 49ers. Corey, looks like you're the last one to give out a pick for this game.
Yeah. The Rams truther I am, as PB accuses me to be. I will dip back into that honey pot there. I'm taking the Rams at +2.5 here. 49ers, you know, they looked good last week against the Broncos team, they looked lackluster against the Broncos team. And they couldn't put up points. They had all their weapons. They had Kittle back. They ran the ball pretty well against the Niners. Jeff Wilson Jr. did pretty well there. But this is the Rams. And I just, you know, the Rams offense is established. The 49ers defense is good. I'm not going to throw them under the bus there, but again, it's this defending Super Bowl champions on the road Monday night. I just like Matthew Stafford more than I like Jimmy G. That's what's really going to come down to is, you know, game time decision or game time. And I just, like I said, Rams plus the 2.5, better offense. And that's all I really have to say about that.
I will say this, like if you don't like the Broncos, +8.5 to include with the Cardinals. This is my second favorite one to include in a teaser. I still don't like betting this game either way because if I had to guess, I think the 49ers win it. But I think 8.5 points for the Rams in this primetime spot is pretty solid to pair with the Cardinals +8.5. So that's my final thought for this game.
I like that.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for this week's picks. Let's see if we can still ride hot into week 4. And then tomorrow we'll be doing our week 4 DFS show. So and Corey, Thursday Night Football Showdown. We doing that?
Yeah, we'll do that
Or
as well.
is the Hurricane gonna be there?
PB, you know I won't miss a DFS show. So
Corey will be
I'll record from my phone.
Like in the bottom of his basement, just like 6 feet deep, just on his laptop doing the Showdown show.
Yeah, well, we can't have basements here in Florida, and this is the reason why.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Like and subscribe.